Question 1. A team is consistently struggling to complete all user stories committed during sprint planning. Which of the following Agile metrics would be most useful for the team to track and analyze to improve their planning? A. Lead time. B. Cycle time. C. Velocity. D. Cumulative flow diagram. Answer: C. Velocity. Velocity is the primary metric in Scrum that measures the amount of work a development team can complete in a sprint, typically expressed in story points or ideal days. By tracking velocity over several sprints, the team gains a predictable measure of their capacity, which is essential for more accurate sprint planning and making realistic commitments. If a team consistently overcommits, analyzing their historical velocity helps them understand their true throughput and adjust future sprint backlogs accordingly. Understanding your team's velocity is crucial for sustainable pace and effective forecasting. Question 2. A Scrum Master notices that the development team is often interrupted by stakeholders requesting new features directly, bypassing the product owner. Which of the following actions should the Scrum Master take first? A. Coach the development team to decline direct requests and redirect stakeholders to the product owner. B. Update the product backlog immediately with the new requests to ensure they are captured. C. Facilitate a meeting between the stakeholders and the development team to understand their needs. D. Report the issue to senior management for intervention. Answer: A. Coach the development team to decline direct requests and redirect stakeholders to the product owner. The product owner is the sole person responsible for managing the product backlog and prioritizing work, ensuring a single point of entry for all requirements and maximizing the value of the product. When stakeholders bypass the product owner, it disrupts the team's focus and undermines the product owner's authority, potentially leading to unprioritized or misaligned work. The Scrum Master's role involves coaching the team and organization on Scrum principles, so guiding the team to uphold this boundary is a primary duty. Empowering the team to politely redirect requests strengthens the product owner's role and protects the team's focus. Question 3. During an Agile project, a significant new risk is identified that could severely impact the project's ability to deliver value. What is the most appropriate Agile approach to address this risk? A. Document the risk in a project risk register and review it quarterly with stakeholders. B. Incorporate the risk mitigation strategy as a high-priority item in the product backlog. C. Assign the risk to a specific team member to monitor and manage independently. D. Pause the current iteration to conduct a comprehensive risk assessment meeting. Answer: B. Incorporate the risk mitigation strategy as a high-priority item in the product backlog. In Agile, risks are often treated as potential impediments to value delivery and are proactively managed by making them visible and actionable. By adding risk mitigation strategies to the product backlog, they become transparent, prioritized work items that the team can address during upcoming iterations, just like any other feature or task. This ensures that the team collectively addresses the risk based on its potential impact and aligns it with overall product priorities. Remember, in Agile, the product backlog is the single source of truth for all work, including risk mitigation. Question 4. What is the primary purpose of a sprint retrospective in Scrum? A. To inspect the increment and adapt the product backlog for the next sprint. B. To discuss what went well, what could be improved, and create a plan for improvements. C. To commit to the product backlog items for the upcoming sprint. D. To review individual team member performance and assign new roles. Answer: B. To discuss what went well, what could be improved, and create a plan for improvements. The sprint retrospective is a dedicated event for the Scrum team to inspect itself and create a plan for improvements to be enacted during the next sprint. This continuous improvement mindset is a cornerstone of Agile, allowing the team to adapt its processes, tools, and interactions. For instance, if the team found daily stand-ups too long, they might decide to timebox them more strictly in the next sprint. Always remember that retrospectives are about inspecting and adapting the process, not the product or individual performance. Question 5. Which of the following best describes the concept of servant leadership in an agile context? A. The leader makes all key decisions and directs the team's work. B. The leader serves the team by removing impediments, coaching, and fostering a collaborative environment. C. The leader is solely responsible for the team's output and quality. D. The leader prioritizes individual performance over team collaboration. Answer: B. The leader serves the team by removing impediments, coaching, and fostering a collaborative environment. Servant leadership is a leadership philosophy central to Agile, where the leader's primary role is to support and empower the team, rather than control them. This involves actively removing obstacles, coaching team members to improve their skills and self-organization, and fostering a safe, collaborative environment where the team can thrive and deliver value. For example, a Scrum Master embodies servant leadership by protecting the team from external distractions or facilitating effective communication. True Agile leaders focus on enabling their teams to succeed, not on directing every action. Question 6. A new Agile team is struggling with estimating user stories. Some team members use hours, while others use t-shirt sizes, leading to inconsistencies. Which estimation technique would be most appropriate to introduce to bring consistency and leverage collective wisdom? A. Expert judgment. B. Analogous estimating. C. Planning poker. D. Three-point estimating. Answer: C. Planning poker. Planning poker is a consensus-based, gamified estimation technique commonly used in Agile to estimate the effort or relative size of user stories. Team members use numbered cards, often Fibonacci sequence, to secretly vote on an estimate, revealing them simultaneously, and then discuss discrepancies to arrive at a shared understanding and estimate. This technique promotes collaboration, leverages the collective knowledge of the team, and helps in reaching a shared understanding of the work. Planning poker is excellent for engaging the whole team and improving estimate accuracy by combining diverse perspectives. Question 7. A product owner continuously adds new, high-priority items to the product backlog without removing or reprioritizing existing items, leading to an ever-growing backlog. What is the primary risk associated with this behavior? A. The development team will become demotivated due to lack of new challenges. B. The product owner will lose control over the project budget. C. The project may suffer from scope creep, leading to delayed delivery and reduced focus on value. D. Stakeholders will be confused by the rapid changes in priority. Answer: C. The project may suffer from scope creep, leading to delayed delivery and reduced focus on value. An ever-growing product backlog without proper prioritization and refinement introduces significant risk of scope creep, which is the uncontrolled expansion of a project's scope. This can lead to the team working on too many items, losing focus on the most valuable features, and potentially never delivering a truly complete or valuable product. The product owner's responsibility includes actively managing and refining the product backlog, which means prioritizing, grooming, and sometimes removing items to ensure focus on the most important work. A well-managed backlog ensures the team is always working on the highest value items. Question 8. In Kanban, what is the primary purpose of limiting work in progress, WIP? A. To ensure all team members are constantly busy. B. To reduce multitasking, expose bottlenecks, and improve flow. C. To prevent new work from entering the system until all current work is done. D. To allocate specific tasks to individual team members. Answer: B. To reduce multitasking, expose bottlenecks, and improve flow. Limiting work in progress, WIP, is a core Kanban practice designed to prevent the system from becoming overloaded by too many active tasks. By restricting the number of items being worked on simultaneously, it forces the team to focus on completing existing tasks before starting new ones, reducing costly context switching and improving efficiency. This practice quickly highlights bottlenecks in the workflow, allowing the team to identify and address them, thereby smoothing the flow of value through the system. Limiting WIP enhances focus and reveals where the process needs improvement. Question 9. What is an information radiator in an Agile project? A person responsible for broadcasting important project announcements. B. A physical or electronic display that provides critical project information at a glance. C. A tool used to generate detailed reports for project stakeholders. D. A communication protocol for secure data exchange between distributed teams. Answer: B. A physical or electronic display that provides critical project information at a glance. An information radiator is a highly visible display, such as a large whiteboard or a digital dashboard, that presents key project information in a clear, concise, and accessible way. Its purpose is to allow anyone to quickly gain an understanding of the project's status, progress, and upcoming work without needing to ask for updates. Examples include Kanban boards showing workflow, burn-down charts, or task boards. Information radiators promote transparency and foster effective communication within the team and with stakeholders. Question 10. A Scrum team has just completed a sprint and is preparing for the sprint review. What is the main outcome expected from the sprint review? A. A refined product backlog for the next sprint. B. An updated sprint backlog for the current sprint. C. A new increment and feedback from stakeholders. D. A list of process improvements for the team. Answer: C. A new increment and feedback from stakeholders. The sprint review is a collaborative working session where the Scrum team demonstrates the done increment, the potentially shippable product increment, to key stakeholders and receives feedback. This event allows stakeholders to inspect the actual product and suggest adaptations to the product backlog, ensuring the product is being built correctly and meets evolving needs. The primary aim is to maximize value by gathering timely feedback on what has been built. The feedback received directly influences the product backlog for future sprints. Question 11. Which of the following is a primary characteristic of a self-organizing team in Agile? A. Team members are assigned tasks by the project manager. B. The team independently decides the best way to accomplish the work and manages its own processes. C. The team defers all decision-making to the product owner. D. Each team member works in isolation to maximize individual productivity. Answer: B. The team independently decides the best way to accomplish the work and manages its own processes. A self-organizing team is a fundamental concept in Agile, meaning the team itself has the autonomy and responsibility to determine how to best achieve its goals and manage its work without external direction. This empowers team members to make decisions, solve problems collectively, and adapt their processes for optimal performance. For example, a self-organizing team might decide whether to pair program or use specific tools. Empowering teams to self-organize leverages their collective intelligence and promotes ownership. Question 12. During the daily Scrum, a team member consistently uses the time to report detailed status updates to the Scrum Master. What should the Scrum Master do? A. Allow the behavior, as it keeps the Scrum Master well informed. B. Gently remind the team member that the daily Scrum is for the development team to synchronize. C. Ask the team member to provide status updates after the daily Scrum. D. Encourage other team members to provide equally detailed updates. Answer: B. Gently remind the team member that the daily Scrum is for the development team to synchronize. The daily Scrum, or daily stand-up, is a 15-minute time-boxed event primarily for the development team to inspect their progress toward the sprint goal and adapt their plan for the next 24 hours. It is not a status meeting for the Scrum Master or product owner, but rather a planning session for the team members to coordinate their work. The Scrum Master's role is to ensure the team adheres to Scrum practices and maintains focus, so gently coaching the team member on the true purpose of the meeting is essential. Remember, the daily Scrum is for the team's benefit, not for reporting. Question 13. A key principle of lean software development is, eliminate waste. Which of the following is an example of waste in an Agile project? A. Conducting sprint retrospectives to improve processes. B. Delivering a minimum viable product (MVP). C. Developing features that are rarely or never used by customers. D. Holding daily stand-up meetings to synchronize team efforts. Answer: C. Developing features that are rarely or never used by customers. In Lean, waste refers to any activity that consumes resources but does not add value to the customer. Developing features that are rarely or never used is a classic example of overproduction or building the wrong thing, which is a significant source of waste. Agile methodologies, especially those inspired by Lean, aim to minimize this by focusing on frequent delivery of valuable increments and continuous feedback. Always strive to build only what is truly needed and used by the customer. Question 14. What is the primary benefit of continuous integration, CI, in Agile development? A. It ensures that all code is manually reviewed before deployment. B. It prevents any code changes from being introduced without prior approval. C. It allows developers to integrate their code frequently, detect integration errors early, and maintain a working build. D. It reduces the need for automated testing by ensuring code quality through manual checks. Answer: C. It allows developers to integrate their code frequently, detect integration errors early, and maintain a working build. Continuous integration, CI, is an engineering practice where developers frequently integrate their code changes into a shared main branch, often multiple times a day. Each integration is then verified by an automated build and automated tests. This practice significantly reduces the risk of integration issues, helps identify defects early, and ensures that the codebase is always in a working and releasable state. CI is fundamental for maintaining a high-quality, stable codebase throughout the project lifecycle. Question 15. A team is working on a complex project with high uncertainty. They want to deliver value frequently and adapt quickly based on feedback. Which Agile approach is best suited for this scenario? A. Waterfall. B. Scrum. C. Traditional predictive planning. D. Fixed scope contract. Answer: B. Scrum. Scrum is an Agile framework specifically designed for developing complex products where requirements are likely to change and uncertainty is high. It promotes empirical process control through short, iterative sprints, frequent delivery of working software, increments, and continuous feedback loops, sprint reviews, retrospectives. This allows the team to inspect and adapt quickly to changing needs and market conditions, making it highly suitable for environments with high uncertainty. Scrum thrives on embracing change and delivering value incrementally. Question 16. What is the primary role of a product owner in a Scrum team? A. To manage the development team and assign tasks. B. To facilitate all Scrum events and remove impediments. C. To maximize the value of the product resulting from the work of the development team. D. To conduct all testing and ensure code quality. Answer: C. To maximize the value of the product resulting from the work of the development team. The product owner is the sole person responsible for managing the product backlog and ensuring that the development team works on the most valuable items. This involves prioritizing backlog items, clearly expressing them, and collaborating with stakeholders to understand their needs. By continuously refining and ordering the product backlog, the product owner ensures that the team's efforts are always aligned with delivering the highest possible value to the customer and business. The product owner acts as the voice of the customer and business. Question 17. Which of the following best describes the concept of minimum viable product (MVP)? A. A product with all planned features implemented, ready for final release. B. The smallest set of features that can be released to early adopters to gather validated learning about the product. C. A prototype used for internal testing before any external release. D. A product designed to meet only the bare minimum regulatory requirements. Answer: B. The smallest set of features that can be released to early adopters to gather validated learning about the product. A minimum viable product, MVP, is a version of a new product which allows a team to collect the maximum amount of validated learning about customers with the least effort. It's about building just enough functionality to satisfy early adopters, get it into their hands quickly, and then use their feedback to inform future development. For example, a new online store might launch with only a product catalog and basic checkout, adding wishlists and reviews later based on user behavior. The MVP is not about being minimal forever, but about efficient learning and rapid iteration. Question 18. An Agile team is performing a sprint retrospective and identifies that communication issues are frequently leading to misunderstandings. Which of the following techniques would be most effective for the team to use to identify the root cause of these communication issues? A. Brainstorming. B. 5 Whys. C. Affinity diagram. D. Pareto chart. Answer: B. 5 Whys. The 5 Whys is a simple, iterative root cause analysis technique used to explore the cause and effect relationships underlying a particular problem. By repeatedly asking why about an observed problem, the team can delve deeper beyond superficial symptoms to uncover the ultimate root cause. For instance, if the problem is misunderstandings occur frequently, the team might ask why, leading to lack of clear documentation, then why, and so on, until the fundamental issue is identified. This technique helps teams move beyond symptoms to solve the actual problem. Question 19. What is the primary purpose of burndown charts in Agile projects? A. To show the cumulative amount of work completed over time. B. To track the remaining work to be done against the time available in an iteration or project. C. To visualize the flow of work through different stages in a Kanban system. D. To measure the team's average delivery speed per iteration. Answer: B. To track the remaining work to be done against the time available in an iteration or project. A burndown chart is a graphical representation that displays the amount of work remaining in a sprint or a project over time. It typically plots the ideal progress line against the actual progress, allowing the team to quickly see if they are on track to complete the committed work by the end of the time box. If the actual line is above the ideal line, it indicates the team has more work remaining than planned. Burndown charts are powerful visual tools for tracking progress and identifying potential issues early. Question 20. Which of the following is a common practice in extreme programming, XP, that emphasizes collective code ownership and knowledge sharing? A. Daily Scrum. B. Sprint review. C. Pair programming. D. Product backlog refinement. Answer: C. Pair programming. Pair programming is an extreme programming, XP, practice where two developers work together at one workstation on the same code, with one coding and the other observing, reviewing, and strategizing. This practice significantly improves code quality by catching errors early, facilitates immediate knowledge transfer between team members, and promotes collective code ownership. It's an excellent way to share expertise and ensure no single person is the sole expert on any part of the code base. Pair programming embodies the Agile value of individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Question 21. When scaling Agile, what is the primary challenge associated with increasing team size beyond the two-pizza team rule, typically 5 to 9 members? A. Reduced need for formal communication channels. B. Decreased complexity in coordination and communication. C. Increased overhead in communication, coordination, and alignment. D. Greater individual autonomy for team members. Answer: C. Increased overhead in communication, coordination, and alignment. The two-pizza team rule suggests that a team should be small enough to be fed by 2 pizzas, typically implying 5 to 9 members. As team size increases beyond this optimal range, communication paths multiply exponentially, leading to significantly higher overhead in coordination, decision-making, and maintaining alignment among members. Larger teams often struggle with self-organization and can become less efficient due to increased complexity. Keeping teams small helps maintain agility, efficiency, and strong team cohesion. Question 22. What does "done" mean in the context of a Scrum sprint? A. The product owner has formally approved the work. B. The increment is potentially releasable and meets the definition of done. C. All planned features have been coded, regardless of testing status. D. The work item has been moved to the completed column on the task board. Answer: B. The increment is potentially releasable and meets the definition of done. In Scrum, the definition of done (DoD) is a shared understanding within the Scrum team of what it means for work to be complete. It establishes a formal agreement on the quality standards, testing requirements, and any other criteria that must be met for a product backlog item to be considered truly done. When an increment meets the DoD, it means it is in a usable condition and potentially shippable, allowing for transparent inspection by stakeholders. A clear definition of done ensures quality and builds trust in the team's output. Question 23. An Agile team decides to use story points for estimation. Which of the following best describes what a story point represents? A. The exact number of hours required to complete a user story. B. A relative measure of effort, complexity, and uncertainty of a user story. C. The monetary cost associated with developing a user story. D. The priority level of a user story in the product backlog. Answer: B. A relative measure of effort, complexity, and uncertainty of a user story. Story points are a unit of measure for expressing the overall size of a user story or backlog item, encompassing not just the pure development time but also factors like complexity, risk, and uncertainty. They are relative estimates, meaning a 2-point story is roughly twice the size of a 1-point story. This approach moves away from precise time estimates, which are often inaccurate due to unknowns, towards a more holistic and team-based assessment of work size. Using relative sizing like story points helps teams improve their forecasting over time. Question 24. What is the primary benefit of developing a minimum marketable feature, MMF, over a large, monolithic release? A. It allows for a more complex technical architecture to be developed. B. It increases the time to market and reduces stakeholder engagement. C. It enables earlier delivery of value and quicker realization of benefits. D. It reduces the need for continuous customer feedback. Answer: C. It enables earlier delivery of value and quicker realization of benefits. A minimum marketable feature, MMF, is the smallest set of functionality that provides significant value to the customer and can be released independently. Unlike a large, monolithic release that requires all features to be complete before deployment, MMFs allow for incremental delivery of valuable features to the market sooner. This approach accelerates the realization of business benefits, reduces risk by getting early feedback, and allows for quicker adaptation to market changes. Focusing on MMFs helps ensure continuous value delivery to customers. Question 25. An Agile team is performing a sprint review and notices that a key stakeholder who represents the end users is not providing constructive feedback and appears disengaged. What should the product owner do to encourage better engagement? A. Exclude the stakeholder from future sprint reviews. B. Ask direct, open-ended questions about the demonstrated increment and its usefulness. C. Send a detailed written report to the stakeholder instead of holding a meeting. D. Instruct the development team to ignore the stakeholder's limited input. Answer: B. Ask direct, open-ended questions about the demonstrated increment and its usefulness. Engaging stakeholders effectively is crucial for maximizing value in Agile projects, as their feedback directly shapes the product. If a stakeholder is disengaged, the product owner should actively facilitate their participation by asking specific, open-ended questions that encourage them to share their perspectives on the demonstrated increment. For example, instead of asking, "Do you like it?" ask, "How might this feature help you with your daily tasks?" This proactive approach helps draw out valuable insights and ensures that the product is built to truly meet user needs.